Hello everybody, welcome to our webinar. It's really great. I see we have a lot of attention today, so I think this is going to be exciting. It's for the first time that Gexcel and Velodyne do a webinar together. I'm really thrilled. Gexcel is amongst our most experienced integrators and have a great solutions portfolio. So I look forward to this webinar and we all hope that it will meet your expectations. Today you have in total 5 hosts in this webinar. My name is Gabriel and I'm with Velodyne as Marketing Manager for the EMEA region. And with me today is Alex Montag from Engineering. He will join us at the end of the webinar and contribute to the question and answer session. And we have our friends from Gexcel. Guys, would you please introduce yourself?
Hello, I'm Giorgio. I'm the president of the company. And Giorgia?
Yeah, hi, thanks Giorgio, and hi everyone. My name is Giorgia and I am the Gexcel International Sales Manager. So I'm excited to take part to this webinar today. I hope you will enjoy our presentation with us.
Hello, I'm Sara. I'm the Marketing Manager and I'm happy to be here. And I will be glad to answer at the end of the presentation to your possible question.
So let's have a look at today's agenda. We want to start with a brief overview of both companies, just brief. Before we delve into any solution details, we will look at Gexcel's portfolio in general, and we will also explain what 3D LiDAR makes so ideal for the mapping and inspection applications we are going to address. Following that, you will see a lot of detailed application examples from Gexcel. And one remark regarding questions from your side. We take our time to answer your questions. This webinar presentation is planned for around 40 minutes. You cannot contribute via microphone, it's put to mute. So please use the chat function to share your questions. And by the way, in case you have questions about other LiDAR applications, use cases, which we do not cover directly with this webinar, you're welcome to contact us at any time so we can individually follow up with you. And we will be more than happy to do that. Now, a little bit about Velodyne, just a brief intro. We've been around for quite a long time now. Our founder and owner, David Hall, invented real-time surround view LiDAR systems back in 2005. At that time, LiDAR activities were part of Velodyne Acoustics. And since then, a great success story developed. We started commercial production back in 2007, and we are indeed proud of where we are today. Here you see our global presence. I'm just talking from the Europe office near Frankfurt. Today we have an incredible number of customers worldwide. We do not only work with most major automakers, but also with an impressive variety of different technology sectors. Meanwhile, our company has been inventing, producing and testing state-of-the-art sensors for more than 13 years. And with our current range of LiDAR products, we do much more than automotive, and I'd like to stress this, it sets us clearly apart in the LiDAR market. Nobody has longer experience, nobody has sold more 3D sensors for so many different industries. Our portfolio of sensors addresses AV and ADAS, robotics, industrial equipment, machinery, supporting a huge variety of industrial automation tasks, UAVs, drones, agriculture, security, traffic, smart city applications. And most important for today's webinar, mapping in general and for a variety of special applications. And that being said, we are deep in today's webinar and I would like to hand over to Giorgio.
Yes, thank you, Dieter. Here we are.
Thank you, Giorgio. My pleasure.
Okay, so just I'm just making a very short introduction about our company that has a very strong partnership with Velodyne. Okay, just a very brief story. We have been starting our business in 2007. Why this picture about maintenance? Because in reality, the first experience we made for 3D scanning. We made with our founders in Himalaya and for glacier mountain, for glacier monitoring. So we started from glaciers and now we are in the business. And we started the business. The idea of our company is to be always innovative, to look at the global need of a market, international, and also to be very flexible, responding to the needs of our customers. So we have also a small team that is 3-4 people that still work in, let's say, in consulting, just to get experience of to develop a solution that fit the real world. So where we are located, okay, we are located in 2 positions, our production and R&D departments. We are mainly located in Brescia, that is in the north part of Italy. It's a very nice place if you want to come to visit this great place. And we have we have our production site, and we have also, and we are located in let's say R&D departments. So we have big links with R&D teams, both university and research institutes. And we have a second location in Sardinia, that is a nice island that is located in the Mediterranean Sea, and also here is a very nice location. So if you can come to visit us, you are strongly and warmly welcome. Okay. This is a vision of our team. Okay, so we are still growing also in this period. So we are still growing. We have a lot of people working in particular in software and R&D. But let's say in the last periods, we are improving also our, let's say, marketing and reselling network, and in particular our support to our clients. And we are now developing our reselling network, in particular also now in the US, and is in this period that we open the, let's say, a support and site for our customer in for Asia Pacific market in Hanoi, in Vietnam. So to be closer to our a lot of customers we have in China, Southeast India, and also in Japan, where we have a partner company. So with how we are organized, so we sell using our reseller network, and of course our reseller network sells our solutions, but also third-party solutions. Okay, this is a very short story about how we are organized. So we started at the very beginning in 2007, and we are a spin-off company from our university where I teach geomatics, and we were one of the first team that we were able to sign an agreement, global research agreement with the European Commission. And so we are since 2007, the Gexcel has a strong link with research teams of let's say Europe. Okay, then we started developing first of all a software called RECONSTRUCTOR. Is I think one of the last software platform for Lidar data managing, completely free from a manufacturer's company. And so in 2011, in 2011, the company became fully a part of a university. And in 2015, we started making production of solution, and in particular, I'm speaking of the mobile mapping solution. So now we moved from first time from service to software, and now we are fully involved also in solution and instrument developments. And we are consolidating our collaboration with research partners, marketing partners, hardware manufacturers. So we have a strong link with the production world. And now from this year, we are working also in the support and let's say business development projects, opening the Asia Pacific site. This is just a very quick overview about our own portfolio. So the main product that we made Gexcel famous in the market was RECONSTRUCTOR. It is a platform mainly used for LiDAR data managing. So it's And the second product is the open pit mine monitoring solution, that is a software to control in real time and in automatic the monitoring of landslides in open pit mine. And then we will see the focus of this presentation, that is HERON, is our mobile mapping system based on the Velodyne sensor. So very few words about RECONSTRUCTOR. So RECONSTRUCTOR is our software platform. Mainly, what is one is very characteristics is that you, with this platform, you can manage, share, manage points coming from all the most important hardware platform present worldwide. We can read different raw data from static scanner, but also from wireless devices, from UAV, and we also can manage images inside the 3D model. So for this reason, this software, that was one of that introduced one of the first efficient automatic registration tools in the market, now is sold sometimes by ourselves with the name of RECONSTRUCTOR, but we have a strong partnership with Stonix, with Teledyne Optic to develop the software Atlas Scan, and also to provide solution for managing point clouds to Geomax, that is a Leica company. So sometimes maybe some people work with our platform and you know that the engine that they are using is come from our company. So these are some application we use with RECONSTRUCTOR, from open pit mine, change detection, stockpile, but I think it's a lot of application. And the second product I presented is the OPMS, that is based on a long-range field of time of fly laser sensor, long-range sensor, about from 1 to 2 kilometer laser platform. And from using this sensor, we can scan automatically, in particular in open pit mine and landslides, the geometry of the landslide, and we can automatically check if the formation occurs, and then to send signals by email, SMS, or voice, or lighting to advise people that are in danger in these situations. Okay, and this is some view of these applications. But I think now it's time to go to the main focus.
So, well, before we go deeper into the use cases, and Gexcel will explain and give you an overview what we all can do, how their wonderful portfolio can be used. Just some introductory words regarding the basics of LiDAR technology. Our LiDAR technology uses eye-safe laser beams to create a 3D representation of the surveyed environment. And LiDAR offers strong performance in a wide variety of lighting and weather conditions. Please, let's have a closer look at it. First, let's think about what does it actually mean to scan any environment in 3D? Just a simple example. Let's do an office room scan. That's by the way my office here. I'm sitting right now. So with 2D LiDAR, we see a floor plan, and the moving dot here indicates a walking person. It's not that impressive, isn't it? But watch out. Let's switch on one of our 3D multi-beam sensors. Wow. It's not yet a mapping approach. Consider that it is what we are looking here at, just real-time data. And I think that speaks volumes if you compare a 2D scan approach against that multi-beam 3D LiDAR. Such a multi-channel LiDAR scans its environment independent from the carrier platform where it is mounted with billions of photons per second at 360 degrees in order to completely see the surrounding world. And it highlights objects and makes them recognizable and shows movement on whatever platform you put it. Consider this. And Lidar can handle object recognition of both non-stationary and stationary objects. And Lidar, as its own light source, can even see at night. And this independence from lighting conditions is not that unimportant, for example, for underground mapping, as we will see later. And allow me a few words regarding cameras versus Lidar. Cameras depict the world usually in 2D, means they give a flat representation of the environment. After all, our lidars represent the world in true 3D as it is. Cameras, for instance, can fall short in dealing with critical light conditions. They lack the capability for instant object measurement and require much more computer power for advanced evaluations. But consider, while combining both sources, camera and lidar, you really get together a great team. One more example here to illustrate the benefit of a true 3D lidar. Here we have a nice example to illustrate how it is superior to a 2D data capturing approach. Look what happens when you scan a row of houses with a classic 2D laser. The red object here shall indicate a parked car. Our mapping platform now moves here from left to right. You see only two sides of the buildings are visible in a single mapping path, and with obstacles, you can get pretty affected by shadowing. You're gonna lose data. Now the same approach using a 360-degree LiDAR. Look what happens. Just with one LiDAR in a single mapping path, you get significantly reduced shadowing. You see? And you capture 3 sides of this building. You get more data. Literally, you boost your mapping quality to the next level. And this benefit is demonstrated also in the following example, which highlights our calibrated reflectivities. At first glance, you may wonder what makes this picture spectacular. Well, look how we captured a lot of retroreflectors here. So what is special here? Think about the number plates of the parked cars. In this example, you get the signals from these reflectors, although the plates are basically positioned perpendicular to the trajectory path of a mapping platform that was moving straight from right to left. And like in the example before, here we captured data while actually kind of looking back. And how good retroreflectors, for instance, can be captured, you see in a real-life data set. This is data from our most advanced LiDAR sensor, the Alpha Prime. Look at how traffic signs, lane markings, and other details here are depicted. That's amazing. And here we go on. You see the richness of details from an inner city scan. Keep in mind, this is just real-time data, not yet applied to mapping or SLAM approach. That would be even better, as you will see immediately in our use case examples. So, to come to an end of the general part, at Velodyne we have a full range of sensors which enable a lot of great applications for a huge variety of mapping and 3D assessment and inspection tasks. And if you would like to learn more about our sensor product line, please reach out to us. And here, I don't want to go into more technical details, not at this point, and would like to hand it over again to Gexcel.
Thanks, Dieter, for this wonderful introduction.
Yeah, now comes the more exciting part. It's your show now.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, so I hope that you guys can see my screen. Okay.
You see?
Okay, super. So thanks a lot for this wonderful introduction, and let's move now forward with today's webinar key product. Our followers already had the chance to experience our solutions, and they know that Gexcel has been one of the very first companies who introduced a wearable mobile mapping systems, LAN-based, inside the mapping market. HERON has been launched in the 2016 with the main purpose to set up a solution to overturn the way of working in the geospatial applications. So we thought about an equipment enables to move indoor and outdoor with no limits, that is versatile, fast, user-friendly, and precise. And until today, HERON has been delivered in 3 configurations: the HERON AC color with its very distinctive blue backpack, HERON MS color, the rugged series, enables to work in hard site condition, and HERON Light, enriched by the color version. So there are some peculiarities that made HERON becoming indispensable. First of all, a built-in interface with live and direct feedback. So you move around and at the same time, you can check what you are doing, avoiding to waste time, waiting to come back to the office to control the job that you have done. Then track the change in real time. I think that is really something amazing, because HERON has the extraordinary capability to localize itself into an existing 3D model. It does not matter which kind of model. It can be a point cloud or a beam one, and HERON can reveal the differences between the reference model and the scanned one. HERON can also quickly optimize your final survey, because in a certain way, HERON looks ahead. Not only control points to georeference your project, but scans that can be also part of HERON acquisition. It does not matter, just scans, point cloud, already georeference, that are used as constraints to adjust the HERON trajectory. So at the same time, you can georeference your data, but you can also fully optimize also your trajectory. And HERON is an all-in-one solution, because the HERON core is the powerful software structure embedded in the solution, high-level professional and patent algorithm, smoother dedicated workflow, different processing options that the user can always check, control, and change, customizable deliverables are just some of the points that will make your office work fly. And finally, I am excited to present the newest entry in the HERON portfolio. Recently launched in the market, HERON Twin has been a huge success. The extraordinary features we previously underlined have been enlarged by the 2 Velodyne Lidar heads that enable to get more dense and accurate point cloud. So how does the Twin look like? We have dual LiDAR to VLP16 integrated in one single block, a complete 360 degrees capture with the 2 resolutions. So the panorama camera that you can see over the top work with 2 resolution, Full HD in continuous and 5K in single shot. This HERON is compact, wearable, and adaptable. It can be easily mounted also on a vehicle as your convenience. The external control unit is more powerful than before, and the complete software suite that accompanies the user starting from the acquisition up to deliverable enlarge really HERON to be the complete all-in-one solution. HERON has been already delivered in the rugged configuration that you can see here, that is the HERON MS Twin, and the AC series, the lighter series, will be shortly introduced, provided in the market. Its versatility makes HERON being used successfully in several industry fields. So I don't want to bother you, but you can use HERON really in different kind of industry field, from mining, tunneling, complex area, urban canyon, construction, forestry, really different kind of industry field. And today we will be focused on the mining one. And we try to underline the winning peculiarity that have made HERON become an indispensable solution for this kind of market. Let's start exploring this industry field that always looks so fascinating to me, that is the deep mining side, that in my opinion is a sort of small world with its own organization, regulation, and peculiarity. Moving 400 meters under the ground level with HERON has been easy and comfortable because HERON is compact and light, and it needs only one person to be transported. Quickly and accurately, the user can create a 3D point cloud of the area, and in a matter of minutes, the system is ready to be used. The data are collected continuously while walking the survey area with neither time-consuming calibration or initialization procedures, nor hard setup required. Adaptable to any kind of environment, inside, outside, in daylight and darkness, you can access to those sites which are normally, how to say, off limits. And thanks to its versatility, HERON can be also attached to trolley or machine vehicles to automate the entire on-site survey process. In order to get the project in a desired coordinate system during the scanning, it is possible to save the control point's position, and it does not matter if they are on the ceiling or on the wall. Then the data processing is sensibly speeded up by the dedicated workflow that is available in RECONSTRUCTOR software, especially in the mining add-on. And this software is provided with HERON to analyze and manage the 3D data. So getting your final result is very fast and easy, because in few clicks, you can extract cross-sections, calculate volumes, compare 3D models, and then share the result via several platforms. If also do you need to share quickly the plan view of your site, you can do using what we call the Go Blueprint, that is a viewer by which you can show the and share especially the 2D plan, as we will experience later on. Let me quickly provide some details about this success case. The scanning time was around 11 minutes and the length of the survey was around 600 meters. The complete data processing, including the global optimization of the data and the georeferenciation of the project, took around more or less 1 hour, and it has been done totally on site. And the further step have been extracting the information requested by the customers. So, thanks to the RECONSTRUCTOR software, whose mining add-on, as I mentioned, offers dedicated features for mining application, HERON 3D data can be easily and quickly converted in the desired deliverables. The workflow that we suggest is composed by different tools. So, like, for example, tunnel cross-section, creation of X-ray orthophoto in order to share easily the 2D map of the tunnel, volume computation, and 3D models monitoring using these features called inspection. All these deliverables are fully compatible with CAD platform and specific mining software platform that are normally mostly used by the mining engineers like Micromine, Vulkan, or Surpac. So let me quickly show you this example. RECONSTRUCTOR has the ability to extract the tunnel cross-section thanks to the smart cross-section tool that is available in the mining software. And the software provides different options to define the alignment of the section that you want to extract. For example, you can use a HERON trajectory, of course, And you can decide also the spacing on which you want to extract the section. You can always check the result in these smart recipe windows. You can jump from one section to the other to check the result. And if you want, you can also open the result in what we call the section viewer, 2D viewer, so that you can experience the final result both in terms of orthophoto and also in terms of section. You can extract how many cross-section you desire, so there's no limit. You can select how many trajectory you want. You can merge different kind of trajectory together and extract all the section that you like. And the nice thing that I like is that you can always check what you have done, so you have the fully control of what you are doing, or of what is going on. And of course, all these results are, as I mentioned, fully exportable for CAD, and so you can easily export all this kind of information to your CAD platform to continue, to make your drawing. The exportation is done directly from the software. From the section viewer, you can export directly to AutoCAD both the orthographic view and the section as polyline, as DXF polyline. So when so you can enter inside AutoCAD with all this kind of result, and you can check your final survey overlapping both the polyline and the orthophoto. Of course, this is pretty helpful. You can see here, because you have all this direct connection between what you have done in 3D and the final deliverables in 2D that normally, people want this kind of final deliverables. Another thing that I'd like to present to you is this inspection tools that allows to compare 3D models. So you can check both as built, as design, or models acquired in different time, for example, to monitor the differences of volumes of material extracted. The inspection can be run with any kind of 3D models, but the reference one must be a mesh and the investigated one a point cloud. You can select your data. The inspection can be run automatically. Of course, also in this with this tool, you can select the depth that you want to investigate, the different kind of colorization that you want to provide to your final point cloud. And the nice thing is that you can save a customizable report, a PDF report, in which you have a diagram, a histogram, sorry, that shows the number of points with a certain deformation, and you have also the preview of the 3D visualization.
One additional question to that before you go to the stockpile mapping. We got in some question regarding control points, regarding geometric corrections. So do you have a drift? How many do you need control points, asked the guy. So I think this is interesting as well, if you explain for this approach.
Yes, of course, yes. And also for some deeper technical details, I also invite Giorgio to reply to this kind of question. Of course, yes, you could have drift, because one of the main, I think, general issue that could inconvenience that you could have using this kind of technology are drift that we can control pretty well in real time, and that we can also control pretty well in the post-processing. Of course, really depends on the typology of site that you are scanning, on how you do this, on how you run the survey. And also, of course, if you are using control points or some kind of control points to correct eventual drift and to adjust the trajectory. What I mentioned before is that apart the control point that, of course, help you, especially if you are doing a survey of a straight tunnel or a straight path. What we can also do is using scans that can be static one, but also part of HERON. So you can isolate a part of HERON scans, what we call the reference area, okay? And you can use this part of scans as constraint. So your, how to say, optimization would not be done only using control points, but it would be done using part of the scan. So this is something that is much more robust.
Yes, maybe Georgia, just make you this. I think is an important topic. I think you have a when you finish your field work, okay, you go to the post-processing phase where you produce a point cloud that you can transfer everywhere. In this post-processing phase, you have an automatic, let's say, processing where you just push a button, you get the result. But you have also an advanced mode. In this advanced mode, you are very free to manage the results of the SLAM process. For example, if you are walking, the range of a scanner can be around 100 meters. So if you sum, and of course we have no time now to go into details, but you can force the system to say, okay, this the view, the 3D view of this part of a survey is the same of the other. So you can connect these 2 points. So it's very, and to see both these post-processing in 3D or in 2D. So, and then, as I said, Georgia said, you can use the point clouds coming from airborne data as a UAV or StatScan as constraint inside the SLAM process. So you have a lot of advanced tool to control this deformation. Okay.
Thank you, Giorgio. I think this was good for clarification. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. I would like now to investigate this another case that is different than the one before, that is the outdoor stockpile. Many mining companies are used to carry on the piles measurement by GNSS, but the daily extension of the site sometimes put them in the condition to search for a solution to increase the productivity, cutting operational costs, increasing the operator's safety, and getting accurate models to define the volume of the stock material. So the need in this specific cave that we are going to investigate together was to get as fast as possible the volumes of the stockpile. But let me add, in my opinion, this is a common goal in this kind of industry. And the prerogative was how to turn 3D point cloud into information for management and quick decision making. So to guarantee the rapidity of the on-site operation, the customer decided to use a portable mobile mapping system that enables to get detailed piles models to provide almost real-time accurate deliverables like volume result with a screen capture. And also, I think that we have not to forget that complex surfaces, especially on the top of the larger stockpiles, have to be scanned from surrounding elevated position. So the solution should be easy and portable. This is the reason why the customer decided to use HERON, and due to the dimension of the site, the acquisition has been carried on by walking and also by a jeep. And thanks to its lightweight and user-friendly approach, HERON captures and calculates complex data in continuous with a maximum range of 100 meters. And the acquisition can be carried on as frequently as required without time-consuming setting operation. The HERON data is post-processed in HERON desktop, that is the HERON own software, enabled to adjust trajectory thanks to a very robust patent algorithm. Of course, as we mentioned before, some possible survey errors occurred in real time can be optimized during the post-processing. And once get the optimized data, it is possible to calculate the volume. We move to the RECONSTRUCTOR software, where we can calculate the volume and extract also the deliverables that the customer might need. Before I mention about also the possibility to easily share the 2D plan of the site, because normally the what the end user need is something that is normally in 2D. And so we can easily share this X-ray orthophoto that can be extracted with any kind of orientation you desire. Of course, these are horizontal one. And here, it's nice because I like doing things easier and faster. And this is what I like here, because by this kind of tool, you can investigate easily in 2D. Your project. For example, you can take some measurement that are linear measurement. You can calculate some angles measurement as well. For example, I don't know, you can calculate also some areas. But the nice thing is that what I am doing right now on my computer can be also done on a Microsoft tablet. So the nice thing is that your end user can go on site with this 2D application, and he can navigate, investigate, and measure the 2D project also on site. Of course, there are different kind of things that you can do inside here. You can calculate the volume, for example, of a section. But if you want to experience more about this, what we call blueprint 2D navigator, 2D viewer, you can download it from our website, and you can have a direct experience also of this application. So let me jump back to our presentation. I'd like now to move to another stockpile, but this is an indoor, an iron indoor stockpile. And here the piles are stocked in a warehouse, and almost every day the customer had to estimate the change of the stockpile due to the added and subtracted material. But the main goal of the customer was guaranteeing that the amount of material delivered to the end user was the same that has been stocked. So for obvious reasons, the solution used had to be easy portable, user-friendly, and smart. Especially easy portable, because the survey had to be done along the walkway of the warehouse, but also from the top. So we mount HERON, as you see here, on a crane in order to get the peak of the stockpile. And so thanks to this versatility, HERON dramatically reduced the on-site and then the post-processing activity. So with HERON, the user was able to map the site, and HERON, generally speaking, does not require a particular preparation of the site. So the site is surveyed as it is. The survey preparation is independent from HERON and consisted, but the surveyor know better than me, in identifying some fixed geometries, in this case of the warehouse structure, to whom append the surveys carried on in the different times by HERON. And thanks to the rapidity of HERON, the data acquired have been used to set a flowchart, monitoring, checking, and managing the mine's activity. So mine operators could quickly and easily calculate stockpile tonnage within a few minutes. And the nice thing is that one surveyor who can do the site survey, process the data, and get the final result in less than 30 minutes. So it really saves a lot of time, both on site and also in the post-processing phase. And we have almost come to the end, and I left a case that was one of the very first where HERON technology has been applied in an underground site. In our country, in Italy, we have a lot of underground rivers, some of them well preserved and accessible. The goal in this case have been several: generating a 3D model of the underground city tunnels, updating the existing city map with 3D laser scanner information, obtaining a georeference 3D survey, and analyzing the geometry to prevent eventual collapses or faults and historical monuments deterioration. HERON enables to run a fast mapping of large areas in difficult survey condition, enables to move everywhere. HERON survey, in this case, has started outdoor and then moved down, walking along a narrow stairs. This natural river is mentioned starting from the 6th century before Christ, and its global length is around 7.5 kilometers. This river has been totally covered in the 20th century, and it's a nice and important example of underground architecture built up in masonry and very well preserved. The integrated interface of HERON supports the operator to check the data acquired in real time. So the user has the fully control also on site. Eventual narrow areas or cavity can be scanned just tilting HERON, because thanks to its versatility, HERON can work oriented as you might need, vertical, or you can tilt it. The 3D data are then processed in the HERON own software, HERON Desktop, that has, as we quickly mentioned before, the unique ability to use clouds, any clouds, as constraint to adjust the trajectory and to georeference the data. And in this specific example, we have used also some static scan in order to optimize all the global project. So this shows all the survey that was done. So we start from 1 square. We went down in a part of the tunnel. The length was around, of this specific part, around 1 kilometer, and we exit from another square. We have merged together this kind of static laser scanning and HERON mobile mapping in order to get a complete survey, but especially also to fully optimize the complete job. So with the software provided with HERON technology, we have the possibility to merge automatically the data in order to have the final complete project done. And just to show you some, quickly, some result, these are some of the technical tables, drawing deliverables that have been produced. So we have on one side the 2D plan of the site that show exactly 1 square where we start, and then all the path or the length of the tunnel scan, and then the other square, and then some orthographic view of the inner of the indoor part of the tunnel. So let me closing this experience trying to summing up some HERON's advantages underlined by the success case that we have just explored. So first of all, I think the cost is always something critical for us, I mean, in terms of for the surveyors, for everyone, let me add. And so there's no need to hire a big survey team or to do multiple survey, because a single survey carried on by one single operator will produce a complete and accurate survey with HERON. The second point that I'd like to underline is the time. Survey by walking or driving at maximum 30 kilometers per hour, because this is the speed that you can reach with HERON, dramatically cuts down the survey field time. What we try also, of course, to take care is the safety of the people. So people have not to spend a long time on the field, and the system range that the Velodyne, of course, provide permits to acquire data from a certain distance. So there's not the need to get closer to the object, because I remember the Velodyne that we integrate had a range, maximum range of 100 meters. And the very last point is the complete data. So the point cloud density is far superior to any alternative surveying method. So in some case, especially in this mining site where the usage of the GNSS is still largely used, this kind of classical survey technique provide punctual information. So with a technology like HERON, you can really enlarge and totally complete the data acquired. And the very last thing that I'd like just to mention is that Gexcel, as some of you know, has been since long time integrator partner with some of the very well-known worldwide 3D solution providers. So what one of our strengths is the possibility, thanks to this fully integration, to provide a complete solution that can satisfy the customer needs, and especially that kind of customer who works in different industry field. I can pass again the floor to Dieter.
Thank you so much. I loved your presentation. So this was so lively, so exciting, informative. This is really great.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have to thank you. And hey, we are already through with it webinar. And it was an exciting look into a world of 3D assessment, inspection applications. And I can only hope that we were able to convey what is possible with solutions like the ones described. So time is running short now, but let's still have a look now what questions from side of the audience come in. And I saw we covered already a couple of them. We've talked about the range, we've talked about accuracy of the system. What is the weight? The weight of HERON Twin or your HERON configurations? People were asking if it is possible to carry it in a good way, to operate it in a handheld mode. So what's about this?
Yeah, yes, the HERON Twin, it depends. Well, there is of course a difference between the HERON MS and the HERON AC. The HERON AC Twin that, as we mentioned before, will be launching in the market very shortly. It's around 6 kilos. 6.5 kilos. With this weight, I am talking about the complete backpack. So the backpack, and then of course the head, so with the two Velodyne and the camera, so the complete solution, instead of the HERON MS Twin that is around 10-11 kilos, because the MS integrates the rugged backpack that of course in a certain way it's much more comfortable, because it's much more robust, especially if you work in certain industry field, in certain sites, sorry, but is a little bit the weight is a little bit different.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Yeah, and we've learned already about the maximum velocity of the HERON system. So I recall you mentioned up to 40 kilometers per hour. Your solution is suited to go. From a sensor side, you could go even faster. Is there a minimum velocity? I think you can also move very slowly. You're not affected by any constraints here.
No, you can also move slowly. Yeah, no, this is not a problem. Yeah, of course, the Velodyne Lidar can work with a higher speed.
Yeah.
But if we consider all the HERON solution, also with the camera and everything, yes, we suggest a maximum 30-40 kilometers per hour.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you always get a continuous data acquisition. That was another question.
Yeah.
We've got in one more question. Somebody is asking why there were shadows on the point clouds of the last longitudinal profiles you showed.
Yeah, you mean, I think, okay, yeah, because the acquisition, because in that part has been done two kind of merging of the data. We have both HERON and also part of the static scan. So this is just a visual effect between the overlapping of the static scan and on the HERON one.
Mm-hmm. There's a question about how many LiDAR channels you can use. Well, it fairly depends on the kind of system you have. So usually I think the Gexcel solutions are equipped with either 16 or 32 channel LiDARs.
Yes, correct.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, now, Dieter, now we, in particular, now we are also moving with more, we prefer move with 16 lines LiDAR, so we can use 2 LiDAR, you know,
Yeah, with the twin.
With different field of view. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's a great move forward, and it will give you another boost again in what you can collect, the data you can acquire, and the quality you get out of the data. Wonderful. So, yeah, we've used all our time we had reserved for this webinar. I see at the moment no more questions coming in. So we have come to the end of this session. What can I do? The only thing that's left for me now is to say a big thank you from all of you from Gexcel. So this was a really great presentation, and I personally did learn something new as well. So wonderful. And to the audience, I have to say thank you for joining our webinar. And we really do hope we met your expectations. And we would be so glad if you get back to us for further discussion. Where is the, I cannot access the next slide. This one. So this we shouldn't miss. So here are our contact data. Please do not hesitate to get back to us at any time with further questions. And if you have other questions which were not covered during this webinar, or also for any other kind of solution within the area of 3D mapping, use of 3D LiDAR, please get back to us anytime. We will be happy to serve you further from here on. Yeah. So thank you. Goodbye to all of you. I say cheers, take care, and we end this webinar.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.